Hey, Pamgaea, Steve. Hope it's going great for you. You know, I get asked this question a lot by a lot of different people from different age groups, everything from high school kids all the way up to people in their 50s and 60s. And so I'm going to ask you the same thing here for KAM Chats this week. And that is how I got started teaching abroad and what that path was like. Now, everybody's in a different place in their life at a different age and everything like that. Teaching English abroad, when I first graduated from college many moons ago, back in 1995, was a means for me possibly to train in the sport of judo. But those plans never came about, and life just kind of took place and went on until fast forward 2007, 2008, with the beautiful economic meltdown that we all experienced, especially if you're watching this from the United States. That kind of turned my life upside down in many ways, as it did for many others. And I ended up being laid off from a job that was a really great project management job in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. And at that point, the economy took a free fall dive, and trying to find a contract or something in the line of work that I was doing, which is IT related. I was a project manager. I wrote functional specifications for software, which is about as exciting as it sounds. And it was at that point when I started to revisit that whole idea of teaching abroad. And the more and more the economy was spinning out of control, the more I said, hey, maybe this is a great time just to exit stage right. Because to be completely honest with you all, I was really feeling unfulfilled in my job for many years, for many, many years. But it was a good career, and it was something that I stuck with because it had a lot of great potential, and it still does. But I started to look back into teaching abroad just as a way to kind of shake off what was going on and maybe just to get away and just see some of the world if I could. So I started putting together all my documentation. I contacted a recruiter, and everything just started to go from there. So during that long time, I was kind of traveling all around, up and down the East Coast, north and south, everything from New Jersey back down to Florida a couple times, taking contracts just to keep myself busy and to keep my resume and my career together. But all the while, I was keeping an eye on the prize, as I would call it now, constantly moving forward with my documentation. And finally, what ended up happening is I ended up landing a full-time job at a very excellent company in Miami. And I'd probably still be there today, a lot better off financially, no doubt. But what ended up happening is I got that fateful call, or maybe not fateful, it was a good call. Fateful kind of sounds a little negative, but it was a good thing. About the EPIC program, and it was at that point I said, look, this career maybe is not something that you want to keep going down for the rest of your life. So why don't we weigh some options here, and why don't you just take a hike and go? And I actually quit that job. So now here I am. I arrive here, and it wasn't too short time after that when I really knew that, hey, maybe this was a pretty good idea for you to kind of scope this out, because this is kind of cool, you know? You can do a lot of things with this. And so now let's me and you just sit down and figure out a way that you can keep this train going. And that's exactly what I did. So for the past year and a half, a lot of people wonder, why aren't you learning how to speak the language? And the main reason is not for lack of interest or intent, but I just had other priorities, and that was the priority. The priority in my life right now is, how do I keep this, all of this, teaching in Korea, doing these videos and interacting with people all around the world. That's been so rewarding in ways that I couldn't have scripted 3 years ago sitting in Miami. So that's what I've been doing. Getting TESOL certifications, business English certification. I got my Florida state teaching license, and I'm partially complete with my master's degree in education. So I took a no holds barred, bull by the horns approach, and I'm planning on keeping this train going. Folks, don't forget, if you want to hear both sides of our story, make sure you subscribe to Steve's channel, which is Steve Miller Vlogs. Not the rock star, but the Star Trek captain. Just kidding. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.